record.
Are you doing it off your phone? Is it off your phone? Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you done interviews before, like via
Yeah.
Zooms?
Oh, just interviews in general, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I've done radio for over 10 years, so I've
All
done plenty
right.
of them.
But Zoom, and you've not done many via Zoom, or?
No, I've done a few Zoom meetings. Yeah. I've done a few or so this year, but never where I was the host. So
Oh
I had
yeah.
to, I had to figure that out myself.
Understood.
Yeah, but so it looks like we're good. Looks like we're recording right now. All right, and I can hear you well, which is a good sign.
Yeah.
All righty. And everything went. You had a great day today?
Yeah, man. Everything's been good. I've honestly taken off like probably about a week. I've taken off like a full week because January is going to be crazy when I launch the business. So I'm kind of just taking some time off with the family just now, man. What about yourself?
Yeah, not bad. I usually get into work, a little after 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So
Right.
before just kind of relaxing, getting a few things done here and there. So yeah, I would say today has been a pretty okay day.
Awesome. Where are you just now? Are you in your place?
No, I'm actually at the radio station that I work for. Here
Shit.
Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome, man. That's
And
cool. So you work at a radio station, but then you're doing like your podcast is kind of like your own like passion project sort of thing.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, so I work for a commercial radio station in Vermont here in the States, and on my own time, I have an independent show that I host and produce that airs on a few community radio stations around this country, and also is available on a billion podcast platforms.
Yeah.
So we'd be doing an interview for my independent show.
Amazing. And how's it been? Like, how long have you been doing your podcast for, and what have you like? Have you seen some growth in it? Like, I'm always curious because podcasts they're crazy, right? I've talked to somebody, for example, that basically had trouble sleeping. This is a true story. Guy had trouble so he went out camping and like recorded sounds and played them at night to help him get to sleep. And then his wife was like, "Oh, you should make a podcast out of this. Like other people might like this." So he recorded like rain off a window, and he recorded like rain off a tent, all this sort of random stuff. Man, he's done like 12 recordings. These things are getting like 250,000 downloads an episode. And
Wow.
it's just sounds. So I'm always curious because like folk can like they can like blow up overnight, or it can be like a kind of slow burn, and there's just every story is so different. So what's your like podcasting experience been like?
Sure. Yeah. So I've been. I mean, there's been various reincarnations or various incarnations of the Anything Show for the past few years, but I didn't get into the podcast game until earlier this year, and the response has been great. I mean, people love the chemistry between me and my co-host Mary. We usually do a fun pop culture morning radio style show
Right.
where we discuss trending headlines. We'll play back the week's viral videos. We'll go through Hollywood gossip.
Nice.
And occasionally we'll bring on some guests like yourself. We'll also have musicians on, entertainment experts, things like that. So.
Right.
A lot of people are loving the chemistry between me and Mary, the fun chemistry, like the variety of content. So I've
awesome,
been really,
man. Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All righty. So wonderful. Let's get things going here. And I mean, I'll basically ask very, basic layman terms questions just to get people a good idea of Shape and Foster.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get going. So
sounds good.
All righty. Let me just do a countdown. 5, 4, 3. And how do you pronounce your last name? McGuigan?
Calum McGuigan.
McGuigan.
Yeah, that's perfect. Nailed it.
McGuigan. And are you Scottish?
I'm Scottish, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I detected that. Yeah. Great. All right, McGuigan. All right, Calum McGuigan. All right, and your title would be the founder of Shape and Foster.
Yep, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. All righty. Just writing down that. Okay, wonderful. All right, and actually, before we start, can we do a screenshot that I can share on social media?
Of course, yeah, man.
All right, let me just whenever you're ready. All right, perfect. I got a couple.
Awesome.
Okay, wonderful. All right, here we go. Hey, this is the Anything Show. I'm Jon Francois, and I'm here with a special guest, Calum McGuigan. Right? Did I pronounce that?
Absolutely. Nailed it. You nailed it better than 99% of people. So good start.
Yeah, I usually screw up with last names, but I guess today's my lucky day. Calum is the founder of the lifestyle development project Shape and Foster. This is a really exciting thing that Calum has developed. Calum, how you doing, man?
Doing really well, man. Excited to be here. We've been in contact, Jon, for about 2.5, 3 months. So it's nice to finally actually get an opportunity to have this conversation.
Absolutely. Yeah, I feel like it was a billion years ago when really it was
I know.
But,
exactly.
But with the COVID-19 pandemic, every day seems longer than it should be. So, but before we start, a wellness check. How have you been doing during the pandemic?
Thank you for asking. That's very kind for you asking. Yeah, I've been doing well. Obviously, there's been tough days. I mean, everyone's had tough days. Like, I don't know if you've been the same, but like I've never ran in my life. I'm not a big runner. I like running for like sport. I played rugby and all the rest of it, but I'm like one of these guys out there or people out there that have taken up running through COVID. There's been like a massive spike, and like we all stand out on the roads because we have a terrible running style.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like I can say it because I'm that guy, and like I'm walking down the street and I see some other guy running, and I'm like, he didn't run before COVID. You know, you can just tell by the style, and that's me. So running has definitely kept me in check. It's good to get out of the house, just like clear the head, listen to some music, listen to a podcast, have some time yourself, all of that sort of good stuff. But yeah, man, I've been doing as well as I possibly could, to be honest. Pretty fortunate.
Yeah, so I'm based in Vermont here in the United States, and Calum is based. I believe you're based in Toronto, Canada.
Exactly. Yep, that's true.
How's COVID going there?
It's I mean, it's just same as ever, right? It's it's up and down. You're told one thing, and then 3 days later, the goalposts are shifted and everything's changed. Right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, okay, so bars and restaurants are back open, and then 2 weeks later, bars and restaurants are closed.
Yeah.
Gyms are back open, and then gyms are closed. And I think we're all simultaneously like geography, unless you live in New Zealand, where the whole world is kind of going through the same thing at the same time. It's very stop-start, isn't it?
Yeah. So with COVID obviously affecting social activity, even the workforce, that gives people plenty of time, and they can either choose to use that time beneficially, or maybe use that time to kind of slug on the couch and be sort of bluesy and low about life. Understandable. But that's kind of the value of where Shape and Foster comes in. Can you explain what Shape and Foster is?
Yeah, so Shape and Foster is a lifestyle development app. It's also available in web browsers. So essentially, you pay for a membership, and in turn, you're taken on a 12-month journey of lifestyle development from 6 experts, each of who have curated courses specifically for Shape and Foster. The 6 experts are in areas that I deem like important to a healthy heart and a healthy mind. We have a fitness expert, a nutritionist, a mental health professional, a life coach, a financial expert, and a yoga instructor. And every 30 days, new course material becomes available in the app for you. And all content is essentially consumed via video. So you've basically got 15 to 20 minutes of video from each of the experts to consume every single month. So if you can give up 2 to 3 hours a month of your time, spend 2 to 3 hours a month less on Instagram to actually learn from people that are going to benefit you and take you on this development journey, then that's really what Shape and Foster is all about, and that's where the benefit will come in for you. The kind of key term that we're going with is actionable insight. A member is going to get opened up to knowledge, that can impact their life and help them form habits, but it's going to be done at a kind of slower pace. This is not a be your best self in 20 days. It's not that sort of thing. It's a slower paced course that should ensure longer lasting results.
And you know what? Great that it's this case, because why not? We clearly have time during this pandemic. It's not like it's going anywhere anytime soon. So the more time that we have, the better. Can you tell me a little bit about each expert and what significantly they can provide in their area of expertise?
Yeah, totally. So, I mean, essentially, if you look at, I'll take you through a few. So essentially, every month, every expert, their month one starts at the very beginning of like their kind of professional expertise. So it's a very holistic journey. So finance, for example, in month one, you'll learn about understanding your money mindset. And money mindset can come from how your parents treated money. Was there scarcity around money? Like, was it not talked about in the house? And how that potentially had an effect on you. So that's the very start of your kind of financial journey, albeit you probably weren't even really knowledgeable to it at the time that was forming a relationship with money, and how your parents dealt with it. And then in month 12, it takes you to like investing. So it really is a holistic journey. It's to start at the very start and then it ends at the very end of like finance. Finance, we look at getting financially fit, managing debt, investing, home purchases, fitness. There's lots of new workouts, nutrition. We look at small changes you can make to simplify your diet, easy recipes, fridge staples, digestion, mental health. We look at like a life balance audit, the mind-body connection, the why and how of your emotions. Life coach looks at things like mindset, essence versus survival, working through self-sabotage. Yoga, there's live bi-weekly classes. So every single professional has created a 12-month journey that is unique to Shape and Foster, and each one of them is very holistic. It's really starting you at the very start of their professional expertise and taking you right through on a 12-month journey.
Okay. So I guess we can go through some of the let's go through each of the six of the six areas of expertise that Shape and Foster provide, and I'll use myself as an example. So starting with mental health, like I'm someone that struggles with negative overthinking, and I've been going to therapy for a while, and actually having a conversation about exploring medication like antidepressants.
Okay.
So if I wanted to reach out to Shape and Foster to better myself in the mental health area, how would you work with me in that area?
So I think that kind of what you're kind of asking is, are programs like unique to the member essentially? And they're not unique to the member. So every member goes through the exact same content. If we have 1,000 members, they couldn't all have one-on-one time with a mental health professional. We simply can't fund that as a startup. So the way it's been done is we've created these videos and this content for you to go on this journey ahead of time. So the mental health professional is a lady called Tanya De Silva. She's the director of Behaviour Matters in Toronto, Ontario, and she's created this program that comes with a worksheet that you can that you go through, and her month one is like the why and how of your emotions, like understanding your emotions better. Why do you get angry? Why do you get sad? Using things like she talks about things like the drill down method, which is something I've never heard of before. So when you get upset about something, often the reason that is kind of tipped you over the edge, the reason that you're upset, is really just the surface level, and you actually have to dig deeper and ask yourself a second time, well, am I really upset because of that? And then ask yourself a third time, a fourth time, a fifth time. And if you drill down, when you get to that fifth time of like, why did I kind of kick off there? What got my back up? What upset me? More often than not, the real reason is not that surface level that kind of tipped you over the edge, that you thought you were upset about something. So there's lots of little techniques that you'll learn to better improve like your mental wellness, and to work through like anxiety and stuff like that. But it's all done in a very process, systematic fashion. So you watch like the month 1 video, and then 30 days later you get access to the month 2 video, month 3, month 4, and it's all process driven. It takes you through this journey.
And for fitness, that
yep.
that aspect of the Shape and Foster lifestyle development program. I mean, I like the idea of working out, but my issue is that I lack motivation when I actually like get to using. So, for someone like myself who wants to, get into that workout regimen, but it just stares at like a barbell, and it's just like, oh God, what do I do? How do I start? Like, am I doing something? Like, how can Shape and Foster?
Yeah. So the workouts, our athletic trainer is called Ty McDonald.
Yeah.
He's also in Toronto, Ontario. He actually was a basketball player in NCAA. So he's got like great pedigree as far as like understanding workouts and stuff. So he puts in video workouts for you to follow every single month. As far as like that, getting yourself motivated to do it, a massive part of the app is actually the community that is kind of built around. So I know it might kind of seem a little bit kind of like cheesy and cliche, but you'd be surprised. Like if you were to post one of Ty's workouts, like someone posted the other day, just completed this workout, and they've got strangers saying like, well done, like giving them a cheers. A like is called a cheers, like giving them a cheers. So there's a community aspect to it. That you can kind of show vulnerability and say, I've just done this workout, or I've just cooked this meal, take a photo of it, you share it in the group, in the community, and you get people saying like, well done, giving you a pat in the back, which does go like a ways. The app has like no ads or no algorithms. So everyone inside the app, they're all there for the same thing. They're all there to try and better themselves. And a part of that has really created this positive community.
All right. And if you're just joining us, I'm with Calum McGuigan, right?
Yep, nailed it again. 2 for 2, 2 for 2.
Yeah, the founder of the Shape and Foster lifestyle development program. They have a fantastic website, a fantastic app that I downloaded that gets you through the 6 steps towards a great lifestyle development. We went through 2 of them so far: mental health and fitness, nutrition. Now, Calum, I do not exactly have the greatest cooking talents, and I struggle to set aside time.
I'm the exact same, man. I'm the exact same. Oh,
so,
buddy, yeah.
How would Shape and Foster help with that? Because, for someone like me that cannot cook and cannot make the effort, time, and energy, often I'll get towards like unhealthy takeout, and that can affect my mood. So, for people, answers, how do you set aside a healthy nutritionist diet?
Right. So, I mean, we have the nutritionist is Jazz Tupac. She's from Vancouver, BC. She has created lots of like videos on like tips, like how to be like essential like pantry staples, fridge staples, substitutes you can make that can simply healthify your life, for lack of a better word. Little tips about like how using like having a smoothie for breakfast is such an important kind of meal exchange. Fruit is something that like I don't get into my diet a lot. I don't eat a lot of fruit. There was a study in Australia. They did a study in a high school in Australia, and they had fruit like sitting there that wasn't getting taken at lunches essentially, and then they made smoothies an option. And because smoothies were an option, there was a 45% increase in the kids that were started to have smoothies as a meal at breakfast rather than just like taking fruit. So smoothies is an easy way to get fruit into your diet. That's the sort of thing that Jazz will touch on. It's really just lots of hints and tips that you can easily kind of put into your diet, and why it's a good idea to do so. There's also like the opportunity in the app, like if you had questions for like Jazz about nutrition, for example, as the expert, you can text her in the app. You can sort of like create like a post of some nature, she'll respond to it. You can ask her questions. We have live Q&As. She'll respond. She'll be there. You can ask her questions. So you kind of have access to these experts for your own kind of information that you're looking for. We're only kind of looking for like a one sentence like response, or like a quick kind of back and forward. Like somebody said to me, if I wanted like financial advice from my bank, I would get locked into like a 1 hour meeting and they'd try and upsell me on everything. Like,
Yeah.
whereas here in the app, you have like a financial expert, for example, you can ask that one question to, like, can you break down mortgage rates for me? Like, how exactly does this work? And she'll get back to you, sort of thing. So you have Jazz, like as nutrition, you have that kind of option. You can ask like her how to incorporate some of her recipes into your life. But listen, I'm the same, man. Nutrition's my weakness. Like, I'm from Glasgow. Glasgow is the heart disease capital of Europe. There's a
Wow.
reason. There's a reason for that, because we love fried food. Like, you probably know, like, it's well documented, like the deep fried Mars bar, like in Glasgow invented like the deep fried Mars bar. Like, does it get any worse than that? Like,
Probably not.
we love our fish and chips, like we love our steak pies, like, and as a consequence of that, like, there's a lot of heart disease in Glasgow. And similar to that, like, just growing up, like, there's a lack of education around nutrition. So nutrition for me is something that I'm going to be working on massively in 2021. I've never really fully had my grasp on it. I like the food that tastes great but is bad for you. I love my chicken wings. I love my
Yeah.
fries and gravy, my burgers, my pizza. I had pizza last night. Like, I need to work on this. Nutrition's a big thing I need to work on.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
important to note that as the community founder, I'm in no way pretending that I'm a guy that's got it all worked out. I'm not fucking Tony Robbins. Like, I'm not pretending I am. I'm still going through a kind of bit of a development journey myself. I just know that there's lots of other people that need to work at it proactively as well.
Yeah. And, look, you're a runner, Calum. So I don't blame you for a voracious, big appetite. I mean, I've ran a lot myself during COVID. So,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
we're spending a lot of time burning the calories. Then sometimes it's not a bad idea to pack them on, because we're going to burn them off.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's motivation, right? It's motivation to go out for another run, I guess.
Yeah. So we're talking, mental health, fitness,
Mhm.
nutrition. These are just some of the valuable things that you can gain from the Shape and Foster Lifestyle Development Program. Of course, we mentioned finance, and I'm guessing that is tethered toward learning how to save your money, maybe invest in your money.
Yep.
That now
Exactly.
I'm a semi-reckless, impulsive spender.
Right. Yeah.
Like social activities, food, everything, because my philosophy, Calum, is, hey, if it makes me happy and if I have the money that I worked hard for, then
Yeah.
whatever.
I think that's like a good attitude. Like, I'm not opposed to that. But like, as the financial expert we have is Shinobu Hinder. She's in San Diego, California. She's actually from New Jersey, but now lives in San Diego. Her story is actually pretty crazy. So her mum is Japanese. Her dad is from Kenya. They're both immigrants to the United States. And from a very young age, they included her in all like financial decisions. Like, she was part of the conversation. She says it was like really intense, but funnily enough, like, she went on to become like a financial educator and a financial planner. And lots of the experts we have, like, their upbringing has actually had a massive there's an obvious relationship between what they went through personally in their youth and their teenage years and what they've become professionally. It's kind of interesting. But yeah, she talks about like getting financially fit, managing debt, investing, home purchases. She's full of awesome insight, Shinobu. She's really, really great, and she's got lots of good intel there that again you can kind of incorporate, you can learn from. Because one thing about finance, at least for me, it's kind of grey, it's kind of a bit boring, and it's like it's a bit stuffy, and it's like it's hard to kind of to learn and wrap your head around. I think she breaks it down really well, and she makes it quite enjoyable to learn about as well.
Yeah, and we also have great things like life coaching and yoga included in the
Yeah.
Shape Foster Lifestyle Development Program. Can you explain what life coaching is? I've never quite understood.
So our life coach is Christina Rowland. She's in Washington, D.C. Um, a life coach is essentially the sort of person that is often appointed, and like you look for a life coach when like your life is essentially in like disarray, or like you're lacking direction.
Yeah.
So I wanted to have a life coach as part of Shape and Foster, because I thought, why not have a life coach proactively? Why not learn from a life coach before it kind of comes to that? So she talks about things like mindset, like the essence versus survival, and like working through self-sabotage. And she has lots of exercises. Like her month one video is very straightforward. She asks you to write down 10 things that if you could add into your life that you're not currently doing, that would make you happy. So you write down these 10 things, and it's simple things. Like for me, one of them was like, my parents are in Glasgow, so phone home more regularly, like phone home every second Sunday sort of thing. Switch my phone off like 6 o'clock at night, like simple sort of things, right? So you write down 10 things. You then put a kind of value between 1 to 10 next to them as to how good would these, how much of a benefit would these have on your life. And then you download an app, the habit tracker app. You put these into your habit tracker app, and you try and start to insert some of these into your life. So it's really just a life coach is really just a kind of proactive somebody that can proactively kind of bring you forward and make you kind of think about things a little bit differently.
Yeah, and yoga. I mean, I'm excited. Your expert Morgan,
Yep.
who does, I believe, bi-weekly yoga classes. I think she has one coming up January 29th.
Yep, exactly. So she starts. So your Morgan is yep, you nailed it. I've got nothing else to add there. Bi-weekly yoga live on Zoom. and if you miss it, if you miss a yoga class or if you miss a live interview, they all get recorded in the app. So if you can't make it live, you actually create this bank of recordings in the app anyway that you can go back and view at any time.
Yeah. Hey, if you're just joining us on the Anything Show, I'm speaking with Calum McGuigan, who is the community founder of Shape and Foster, a fantastic 12-month lifestyle development program, and they really, give you what you need to know in terms of mental health, fitness, nutrition, finance, life coaching, yoga. I mean, is there a connection between the mental health program and the yoga program? Because I've heard some things about how yoga can benefit your mental health.
Yep. I believe it can. Yoga is actually kind of new to me as well. I'll be taking up yoga for the first time. I think I've done one class in my life. I did a yoga class outside like 4 or 5 years ago. I played rugby my whole life. I thought this would be a piece of cake, and it wasn't. I was like, oh my God, I was like hurting. I was hurting. I was sweating more than ever sweated. So that was my one and only time of yoga. So yoga is going to be new for me in 2021 as well. But as far as I mean, I think really it can just. I think yoga can essentially reduce anxiety. I've not like read completely into it, but there's definitely benefits to yoga and mental health for sure. Yeah.
I'm stuck on the nutrition part of the program. I mean, when I was looking through Jas Stubak's 10 Simple Steps to Impact Your Health, and especially the vegan curry recipe under $30. I mean, that had my ordering.
Yeah, I actually made it. I made that, and I don't make a lot. I'm not great at making food, but I made that, and it was super simple. It did taste. It did taste good, and it was healthy. So it was nice to know that I'd made something that was actually good for me, right? Like.
Now, so if someone wants to get into the Shape and Foster Lifestyle Development Program, do they have to go through all the 6 steps: mental health, fitness, nutrition, finance, life coaching? Do they have to go through all 6 steps, or are they allowed to like choose just one area?
If you wanted to choose one, you could choose one. So the way the membership works, it is a one size fits all. So you become a member of Shape and Foster, you have access to all 6 experts and all their programs. Every single individual program, every individual expert course, you have to watch like month 1 to get access to month 2. You have to watch month 2 all the videos are time stamped essentially. However, I mean, if you only wanted to learn from the mental health professional and life coach, you can only watch those videos. That's completely fine. What I think a lot of people are going to benefit from is that they're going to come for one or two things like that, but then they're going to leave with so much more, because they're actually going to be like, well, you know what, like I might as well learn a bit about finance. Like I have the access to it. I'll watch this video, and all of a sudden you're going to be like, shit, that was actually really informative.
Mm.
My wife actually, like, I know this is a kind of cliche, like car salesman sort of like story, but it's the God's honest truth, man. Like my wife actually said about 2 weeks ago, we're having dinner, and she was like, I did month 1 of Shinobu, financial planning video. She's like, that was the one video that I wasn't really interested in. I don't care about finance, but she says she learned a bunch, and she thought that Shinobu delivered it really well. So I think there's going to be a lot of that.
And it's a 12-month program.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what happens after the 12 months. Do you follow up with members? Do you sort of like set them free and allow like what that 12 months?
Yeah, no, totally good question. So what I'm going to do in probably June or July is I'm going to let the community decide. I'm going to put a poll out on the app, and I'm going to say, do you want to learn more from these people in year 2, or do you want to learn like an advanced program, so to speak? Yeah. Or would you like to learn from completely different industries and different experts? And then if so, let's work out who that is together. And the thing about the community aspect is that the community will help shape like where it goes. Like they're going to really forge the next steps, because as it currently stands, I've only got the first 12 months planned, and the rest of time after that is going to be really fluid.
Okay. So for those listening interested in improving in the areas of mental health, fitness, nutrition, finance, life coaching, yoga, they want to know how to get into the Shape and Foster lifestyle. Tell us how we get it.
Yeah, so get yourself to www.shapeandfoster.com. Everyone gets a free 14-day trial. So there's no risk whatsoever. Stick your head in, so to speak, have a look around, see what you think of it. If it's for you and you want to stay and become a member, the cost is $299 per year, or $29.99 a month. The annual plan is essentially 12 months for the price of 10. So there is a savings there, but everyone gets a 14-day free trial. I mean, we only want people that are active, well, not even active in the community, I shouldn't say that, but we only want people that are going to benefit from it. So that's why there's a 14-day trial. Like, I'm not trying to lure people in, and if it's not for them, tough luck. Like you've lost your investment of this. That's not what I'm all about. So come in, have a free scope of it, and if it's for you, then stick around, and hopefully it is. And I think it will be.
Awesome. And it's very fitting during these trying times. COVID-19 pandemic, obviously it's I think it's affected a lot of people's well-being. So to have a program like this couldn't be better timing, where you can keep your lifestyle well developed and well healthy. So once again, it's Calum McGuigan, the founder of the Shape and Foster Lifestyle Development Program, shapeandfoster.com. Find the app on I believe you can go to your iPhone or Android, and you can just find the app easily.
Yeah, you can go to your iPhone or your Android. However, if you go to your iPhone, it actually costs 30% more, because Apple charges 30% more. It's brutal. So that's why I direct everyone to the website. If you go to the website, you get it for $299, and then you can download the app after, and you still sign in with the same sign in. So it's just a kind of nice little kind of workaround paying extra money through the iPhone.
All right, gotcha. www.shapeandfoster.com. Hey, Calum, it was a great pleasure speaking to you, and best of luck. Stay safe and healthy.
Awesome. Thank you very much for your time. Cheers, John.
All righty. Great. So, wonderful. Have you recorded before?
Yes.
So do you just press end and that'll
and then it should upload it to the cloud. It will say it will upload it to like the Zoom cloud or so. It should do.
All right. So I clicked on end, and I click on end for all.
Yeah.
All right.